So we've got the Evinrude direct injected 175 horse 2.6 liter V6 power head right here. We're prepping it to fit in the Beetle. One of the problems we ran into, I don't know what's really going on here, but this output shaft, the crankshaft, is recessed about, let's say, 2 inches from the mating surface of where the transmission is going to go in the Beetle. And then I'm thinking of using this drive shaft in the middle, kind of feels like a 20 spline shaft to help it distribute the power so my welds don't rip out. 175 horse. It should be about the extent of the Beetle's transmission power capabilities. Then we can throw some bigger tires on her and she'll rip. Alright, update. Well, working on the adapter plate. There's a bolt pattern for the Mercury, and I've got a 1/4 inch steel plate. I'm going to use these dimensions, 13 by 17, to mount to the transmission bell housing and mount to the outboard power head. So where our exhaust comes out, it's going to be kind of tight because it fits right over the top. I'm going to have to cut some of this sheet metal out. And then for coolant, just run it from a couple of these, maybe run some tubes up. Let me turn the light on. Where the old heater ducts used to run. And yeah, I'm gonna bolt it together. Update. We cut off the Volkswagen crankshaft. I made a little stub shaft out of the old engine prop shaft. We're gonna weld it together shortly. But it's gonna fit right in there and allow me to mount flywheel to it. Just clearance the motor to hold the prop shaft support bearing. Had to take a lot out, about a few centimeters. And that's for all of this junk. So I made a flywheel to prop shaft adapter. I just have it tack welded in there now. And then this big yellow piece is this bearing. Timken 6311 2RSC3. I printed this slip fit test bearing, so it'll slip in the bearing retainer that will be mounted to my 1/4 inch steel adapter plate. And this fits in the flywheel just like so. I'll put some dowel pins in there, probably drill out a few more. But put this right in there. A little tap with the hammer to seat it. We'll sit right there. I had to clearance that. See, this doggone bearing retainer will sit on. And then I'll weld that flush with the plate. That'll go right over top. Here's my temporary plate. Let's grab a bolt for it. They're temporary. Sick. So I'm gonna weld. I'm gonna have to make this hole smaller, but probably about an inch in diameter. And then the flywheel. Bolt right on there. Sick. And that's how you bolt Volkswagen Beetle flywheel to a dam. Evinrude 2.6 liter 2-stroke. So here's an updated video of the adapter plate reinforcements. I reinforced the sides and the bearing retainer with inch steel square stock all the way around, just to add support to that center bearing. See if you can. I made this starter block off plate and I ran a bolt through the center of it. So instead of just the 4 bolts holding the transmission to the adapter plate, I have an additional 5th bolt. Alright, I've got the electric water pump hooked up temporarily without the radiator. I don't know if you can hear it. But it's circulating water to the exhaust side and to the intake side. In my adapter plate modification, sealed that up good with some RTV. Don't see any leaks. Got all the accessories bolted on, a fuel pump, injectors, no leaks. Got this fancy David Craig water pump. I don't have my fan or my temperature sensor hooked up yet, but. So here's my electric water pump setup. I had to redo the coolant lines, but it comes out of the engine here, goes into a temperature sensor, runs where the heater ducts used to go, up front into the A pillars, takes a 90-degree turn, comes out into the radiator, this electric radiator fan, and then it comes out down the A pillar, 1.5 inch stainless. I bent the tube here. I just put these red pieces around it to so there's no metal and metal contact. Goes through the firewall again into the electric water pump and then feeds the engine. I did have to make modifications to the cooling ports that went down through the transom of the engine. I just brought them down about, say, 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch with the die grinder. So then the water could flow through.